Hello again and welcome to another video. This time we're in the underground bus terminal at Kamppi and we're going to create HSL line number 24. Line 24 runs from Kamppi to an island called Seurasaari, where there is a massive outdoor museum. And it starts from the terminal like all the other lines too, but then it runs all the way to the I can't remember the name of this large street, but anyways, that's where it will go. So there is immediately a deviation from the previous track or the previous road in this case. And if you wonder why the difference between the blueprints and the created track is so huge, the blueprints are of course fresh asphalt and well, the built asphalt is a bit more worn out. Now from here it does turn to the Mekelinikatu, I think this is. It does turn to these tracks very well, but pretty shortly their ways differ again. And yes, that's quite right. Let's just push those ones over there, and then that's the crossing. So it will run parallel with the tram number 8 for a very short while. Then we add the following bus stop here. So basically this line is serving oops. I made a slight mistake in here. I accidentally took the bus line to a graveyard. I wasn't supposed to do that. So let's just back up a bit. Well, you know, these things sometimes happen. There we go. There is the right stop. I'm not gonna destroy the NIMBY graveyard with a bus lane. It was a slight mistake. Could happen to anyone, wouldn't you say? But there, now we're in the right place with this track, I suppose. Yes, that's actually quite right. Brilliant. That was a tiny little mistake, but nobody got hurt. They were already dead. how funny I am today. Mm-hmm. Now I understand why there is a bus line in the area. There is a school. There is a Swedish-speaking school. Oops, that turn wasn't intentional. There is a Swedish-speaking school in the park, so that's why the pupils, of course, need a safe way to get to their lessons. So that I think is why this school is over here. Or the line is over here. Then, in a strange manner, the school does not have a stop. The closest ones are here or there. Of course, it's not a long walk, but it is a walk anyway. Then, following stop is in here, and it's called Taivalahti Edesviken. I'm already preparing for the future a bit by actually creating this crossing of this one. Because I already know what's coming. I just happen to know what's coming. I mean, a lot of buses will be running through that stretch of track, and I am preparing. You know, it's easier to create this the crossing at once instead of creating it many times. But yes. Then where do we go? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next stop is over here. Sibelius Park. There is it's named after the famous composer Jean Sibelius, and there is a monument for him in the park. Once during COVID years, when there was no reason to no possibilities to dancing, I went and danced in the park in the middle of the night with my friend, and that was a great experience. Then what? After the Sibelius Park, the following stop is called Rajasaaren, and it's located over there in that crossing. There we go. This line is quite quick to make. Luckily, it's short, definitely not pointless, but Wait a second. I have accidentally created all of this track as a highway with a speed limit of 130 kilometers an hour in the middle of the city. Okay, I will take that. I will let it be. But I was gonna go 130 on a graveyard, which certainly, once again, was a really, really good idea. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not gonna fix it. I mean, the buses can race 130 kilometers an hour in the middle of the city if they want to. If they can make it, I'm fully fine by that. Please don't stop under them. This video is full of failures, it seems. What do we have then? We have Kajanuksen katu. Kajanusgatan, which strangely enough is written in a different way on the street and on the bus stops, but we'll write it the way the local traffic authority wants us to write it, so. But still, a speed limit of 150 kilometers in the middle of Töle. I'm loving this. I mean, I really am. You'll get to the museum in no time. Just step on it. Then we have Lastenlinna, which is a children's hospital. Or used to be at least. Mm-hmm. So we're quite close, as the island or the museum island is over here, and you can drive there by. At least you can't drive there by a bus, and at least you can drive there 130 kilometers an hour. But there are still quite many stops until we get there. Now this is Mäntyniemi, the place where the Finnish president usually lives. He doesn't live there now because I have been talking about trams and buses and stuff like that being on exceptional routes all the time. Well, the president is on an exceptional route because Mäntyniemi is currently being renovated, so he's living elsewhere. So the president is on an exceptional route. Him too, but the castle is over here in the end of the cape. Somewhere over here there is also, oh yes, here is also Kesäranta, which is the prime minister's residence. So basically they can send, I don't know, communicate by flashlights over water if they want to. I don't see why they would want to, but okay. I also don't see why there are so bloody many stops in this cape, but I obviously do not need to understand that. This has something to do with the Winter War because there is a memorial on it. It seems, according to the automatic name of the stop, there is a memorial to the Winter War here, and the stop is called Ruutikellarit, which is basically gunpowder basements. So much for the war history here. But now we're approaching Seurasaari, which is a lovely, lovely, lovely thing. Like I've said so many times previously, I love short lines. Oh, there's still one stop. Okay, cool. Well, let's build it anyway. Once I open a new beer, like I said, my way of relaxing is to drink beer and build tracks, and that's what I'm basically streaming to you all the time. I don't record these videos at 12 a.m. Finnish time or whatever, or 12 p.m. Finnish time. I spend an evening building, drinking beer, and just recording, and then I will upload the videos on YouTube and publish them one every day. That is the secret of this channel. Now the final stop of the line will of course be in that bus loop, and it will be called Seurasaari Följesön. It's a very, very famous place. The bridge here runs to Seurasaari, and this place is an outdoor museum where they've actually transferred famous Finnish and important Finnish historical buildings, and it's very, very, very popular. And this is probably why there is a bus line there. Why the bus line needs 50 million stops before the island, I will never know, but okay. There is a bus line running to the island, or close enough to the island. But the track has been created, and the following thing is to create the line number 23, which only runs during daylight hours, or does it actually run more often in the during weekends? No, it only runs every half an hour, usually on weekends. And I can fully understand why, because weekends are a time when you visit the museum, and during ordinary working days, it's schools that visit the museum, and retirees. Probably. Rico. Let's start from here, shall we? I've only been to Seurasari during times when I have seen absolutely no buses. Which means strange times. So this is the 130 kilometer an hour stretch. And then it's all going to end here in the Kamppi inside or underground bus terminal. And then we go back all the way we just came through. This is actually a very, very short line. It's only 11 kilometers long. And running it every half an hour, I think we're only going to need one bus. That might make sense. Or let's see. Let's not jump to conclusions, but I think one bus will be enough. So there we are. The line is open. Let's buy a train or a bus. Would you mind working? We go. Running line 24. Well, 3720, we need to run it by 2 cars, so this is actually going to be a major improvement to the real life service. But the line now runs often enough. It's rarely created, and I am going to be out of here. There will be another video tomorrow, and there will be another line tomorrow. So until then, I will just say bye.